Could the Chicago Bears lose their assistant GM, Ian Cunningham, this offseason and much less to the Indianapolis Colts? And then what would the results be if the Bears do lose? And we're going to talk about it all and more. But first, we got to play that intro.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We got the squad in the building. We got Steve-O, Bobby, C-Dub, myself, Haize. We're only missing the ball-headed menace Big Kev. Other than that, would be the whole squad like it's a game day. But with that said, man, Albert Breer floated out the chance of Ian Cunningham going to the Indianapolis Colts, who recently fired their GM. Now this could be something that happens, and there could be some ways that it affects the Bears in more than just the surface level. But we'll address the surface level first, right? Ian Cunningham has been somebody who hasn't gotten talked a lot about because it mainly goes to Ryan Poles. But when you listen to Ryan Poles talking, for example, Poles did say that Ian Cunningham kept him from trading up in the draft to get Rome Odunze and kind of convinced him that Rome would be there if they just waited and been a little bit more patient. And so while Ryan Poles has made some definite, questionable moves over this time, there's always that question in the back of your mind of how much the assistant GM has helped, some of the decisions that the Bears have made. And maybe he's kept Ryan Poles from making even worse decisions. How you guys feel about the chance of us losing Ian Cunningham and how it could affect the Bears?
I think the chance is really good. I liked what you just said there. That is a crazy dynamic. How did you attribute a blame to an assistant GM? How do you know how much power is given to them by Ryan Poles or whatever GM? That's a great question. But I would say he's trying to get the hell out of Dodge. Well, you know what I'm saying? Before the house falls down on his head. I see what he's doing right now. If this report is true from Albert Breer, and they do have interest in Ian Cunningham going in as GM. First of all, he want to get out of Dodge because this is it's fucked up over here in Chicago. And second, he definitely want to move up in this business of the NFL and go on to be a GM. So I see it both ways with Ian Cunningham.
For sure. I think Ian should be excited. This is a guy who was damn near out the door last year and been having conversations the last few years in regards to his role and possibly elevating himself. And I would say right now, go ahead and elevate yourself, because if it goes downhill and things, don't go, and your main guy, Ryan Poles, is let go in some way, some form, we know that's not going to happen. But if it was to happen and you're still under him, that kind of hurts your chances a little bit. It's not going to say that it's all over, but I think it hurts your chances a little bit. So I say if there's an opportunity for you to go ahead and elevate yourself, go ahead. And I say, hey, kudos to you. I don't ever want to see a man be held back, especially if he's qualified for it. And the Indianapolis Colts, they need some help over there. So if he's able to do it, go ahead and do it.
I mean, if the Colts want you, you ain't that good, so it is what it is. But I was just playing. But it is something to say. Like if certain teams ain't asking about you, that just tells you everything you need to know. And then if the coach, like I said, the Bears and the Colts is like cousins. The motherfuckers got a good relationship. They probably been talking. He's probably been talking to them since last year because he was, like you said, he was on his way out. It just feel like if Gar was supposed to leave Paxson, that's what it feel like. That's what it feel like, because it's just like you both got two dummies here, and one of the dummies used to help one not be a complete dummy, but at the same time it was some dumb shit within him with his own self. That's my thing with it. It's like, okay, I get he's been a personnel guy. He's a guy that do the scouting jobs, all that. He's been with Baltimore, the Eagles for multiple years. He's a former player in Kansas City, practice squad, I might add. But at the end of the day, like, yeah, you helped us. You helped us not to move up in the draft, not to give Rome the Doomsday. Why the fuck was Rome the Doomsday even in the conversation when we need a goddamn O-line? So it's like, okay, it's cool that you have the capabilities and everything to stop or have a certain influence over the people you work with to make a better decision, but is your decisions the best decisions? And he kind of falls in the same thing with Ryan Poles. Like, I ain't gonna completely kill him because he has done some good things. I think it's some players like Austin Booker and other people that he has found that's a part of this team that I think we like. He's probably somebody that looked at Javon Dexter, but they was like, he don't really fit. Trust me, we can get Javon Dexter in here. I feel like he's one of those people, but it's like if I'm hearing, like I said, if I'm hearing certain things like that, and your mindset wasn't here, how good of a GM or assistant GM you really are. So we gonna really see if we gonna see what he really has when he becomes a GM with the Colts, or if he becomes the GM with the Colts, or wherever he decides to go.
I love that point that Steve-O made, because a lot of times with the assistant GMs, you don't really know the exact impact they had until they're gone. Right. Or maybe like if Poles were to ever leave and he was to step into the GM role, if Poles did leave, if he doesn't take another job, then you kind of understand more of what he did. So you never really will know that. But I'll say this: the Bears who've been preaching alignment, there's questions about Ryan Poles' future. If you don't plan on giving Ryan Poles an extension, I think you may want to try to do what you can to convince Ian Cunningham to stay, because he could be your next guy up, and he's one of the guys who did draft Caleb, and maybe you can have your alignment that way. Just a little thought there.
Yeah, but that goes into also what you said, which I thought was brilliant. How much blame or credit do you give the assistant GM? That's why I wanted to ask Steve-O a question. Like, what was the worst thing that you thought that Ryan Poles did this past offseason?
Be delusional that he had the best depth at O-line.
Okay. What if Ian Cunningham was like, okay, we good. We convinced Ryan Poles that we good at offensive line. It's going to be good enough. What would you say?
I think what the situation was, because I don't know if y'all saw it like how I saw it, but in the HBO series, it felt like everybody had their own little sections. So Poles was the main, and Poles and Kevin was the main one that was everywhere, and Flus that was everywhere. But everybody had their own groups. To me, it felt like Ian only thought about the defense for the most part. And he was like, Ryan, you the fucking old lineman. Go find some old linemen. And if you saying what you said based on, I work with you, I trust you, so I'm going off your word. Now, this is the thing. If we going to become a new GM, it's gonna show that he don't have the best mindset himself, because regardless of the fact, if I'm supposed to be defensive minded, I still got to think of what's best for this team as a total of assistant GM.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
But yeah, to answer your question, there's so many. I just don't think we can't get that answer because he's the assistant. When you're not when you the head man, we can see everything.
Yeah, we're gonna see everything with him.
Now, another question in this, of course, then goes to not question, but another situation that the Bears do lose Ian Cunningham. They do get compensatory picks. They get 2 third-round picks if you do lose them. One in 2025. I think the other one will be in 2026. And
Why?
with the Bears, huh?
Why? Why do we get picks for that?
Anytime you lose somebody in the executive room, you get compensatory picks for it.
Yeah, it's part of the it was added in as the Rooney Rule. So that's why most teams they go out and interview, you know what I'm saying, the African American coach or whatever. And if you sign them, then that team that they came from typically gets a compensatory pick. Same situation here.
Yeah, I ain't know what he was. I thought he was Tiger Woods at them. I ain't know what he was.
Well, let's lose him, please.
I mean, as long as he's not doing Tiger Woods actions, he's okay.
Right.
We don't need no more controversy around here for non-football shit.
For real, no more controversy.
I started off with stealing lawnmowers. We should have dove in. I keep telling you.
Who the hell stole some
I was
lawnmowers,
thinking
bro?
about that the other day, bro, and it's funny because it's
We
like
ain't been the same
we
since.
like that should have been the sign, bro. Because like,
Yeah.
what organization gets lawnmowers stolen and never finds them? Like, how
And
do you leave? How do you
It's an
lose?
open investigation.
How do you lose $10,000 of lawnmowers, bro?
And
Bro, that's what it.
I would
That's
think
true.
it's closed campus. Like you got like a gate up, you got to like go through security. Like it took like an hour for everybody to roll those fucking lawnmowers on a van or truck.
That was
Hey,
an
bro, in my
inside
mind,
job.
somebody just got in and just rolled that motherfucker out of Hallis, bro.
I don't care what nobody tell
I go, them
y'all.
motherfuckers down Lake Shore on that bit.
I don't care what nobody said. Somebody had a key. That was an
Oh,
inside
that should
job.
be an inside job. Bro. You can't
That's
just
no
steal
way.
Inside job.
lawnmowers
Hey,
like
we
that.
gonna file
Yeah,
an
bro.
insurance claim. I'm just saying.
They stole all the bitches. They had, bro. They didn't know if they was gonna be able to cut the grass for the opening game.
So you trying to tell me we the only NFL franchise with dandelions in our fucking lawn? That's what you trying to say?
Yep.
I mean, some may say that we are the dandelions in the lawn. Like me.
You get old and just float away.
But yeah, I mean, so if we do lose Ian Cunningham, we do get a compensatory pick. But let me flip this and ask this again. If Ian Cunningham does leave, does that strengthen, weaken, or doesn't matter as far as your view on if Ryan Post to stay on SGM?
Oh, it doesn't matter. That don't change my attitude going into next year at all because you are the guy. These guys don't make the decision for you. I'm talking about assistant GMs. You make the decisions. Those are just consiglieres. You decide if you're going to take their decision and make it a law or make it word. So all the blame goes to Ryan Poles, regardless how many assistant GMs he has. It don't matter. He's the head. He's the boss. He's the head honcho.
For sure. I agree with that 100%. Ain't nobody going to sit there and say, hey, you lost Ian Cunningham. That mean that we not going to hold you accountable? No. Now we expect you to go in and get another guy that's going to hold you as just as much as accountable than Ian Cunningham did, especially moving into this season. You got a lot of work. All the decisions are final. Those are your decisions. We even seen it in the HBO series to where you had the option. You know what I'm saying? And they talk to you. You talk to Ian Cunningham, but ultimately it was your decision to listen to your coaches and keep on Vegas Jones. That was his decision. You listened to your coaches, and you still could have said, to hell with that. But instead, you elected to do that. So I'm still going to believe that you have that power right now. It has not been stripped away from you. And the Bears just empowered you again because they want you to lead this head coaching search. It's going to be your decision. So we're going to look at you.
That's the way it should be too.
Yeah, it should be that way.
Yeah, if you're going to be in the GM role, it should be your decision. It's period, point blank. If you don't trust him to hire the head coach, he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be the fucking job.
GM.
That's just what it comes down to, in my opinion. Like, I get it that we can have the conversation. Bears fans having the conversation: should he be in the job or should he get fired or not? And that's a fair conversation to have. But regardless of all of that, if the result of that is you keeping him on as the head coach, he should be the one to hire. I mean, as the GM, he should be the one to hire the head coach. Period. Now, this is completely speculative on my point. This is not even speculative. It's just a conversation part. Pete Carroll wants to be part of the Chicago Bears organization. If Ian Cunningham leaves, do you hire him as to give some veteran mentorship to Ryan Poles?
Why not? I love a championship pedigree. I see your face, Steve. Championship pedigree. He has won a Super Bowl. Name a team that he wasn't successful in his coaching career. USC and the Seattle Superhawks. And just let me know.
Seahawks.
Jesus. Seahawks. It's early.
That sounds like a UFL team if I ever heard one, bro.
Fuck that. I thought that nigga said soup pots. I said, what?
I don't even know how that shit came out, bro. That's some disease, but go ahead.
But at USC, at the soup pots, what was his job description?
Head coach.
What the fuck do I need him telling what a GM need to do?
Well, I mean, assistant GM is usually they're heads of scouting, and I think that is like. And keep in mind, as a college head coach, you're basically operating as a GM and the head coach, and assistant. I think that those skill sets can overlap a little bit.
You know what? I'm not mad at it because that motherfucker was a hell of a recruiter at USC. Can't even lie to you.
Hey, I wouldn't even. I'd rather have him upstairs than on my sideline.
I was just about to say that, Bobby. That's the perfect thing. I'd rather have him upstairs than on my sideline. I need your wisdom at GM.
Can I prod them, please, Drip? Why do you not want him on the sideline? Because of his age.
3 years old,
bro. I don't want this motherfucker
besides his age.
because I don't want us to fucking lose off a Hail Mary again. This nigga have a stroke. That's why. That's why I don't want it. Do you want it? I've been trying not to give you that ignorant ass answer for the longest. There you go.
No.
You know we notorious for something stupid happening. That's why we need a coach that can breathe after he loses.
Steve, no, hell no. Give me a real answer.
I just did. I'm so serious. I am
That
so
man
serious.
is in great shape. He is in great condition, bro.
C-Dub, you ain't seen Pete Carroll since last
So was Joe Biden before this election, apparently.
And so was Barack too. We saw what Barack looked at that last term.
Bro.
We didn't even call that nigga Barack no matter. It was just Obama.
Bro. I just seen him jogging around the neighborhood, bro. Pete Carroll.
Okay, that's cool and all. But when you talking about a man where he's screaming at the top of his lungs because he just sees some stupid is a different type of it's different.
Hey, Pete Carroll is not a screamer though. Like he one of the rah coaches. He like a player's coach. They all play for him.
Scream?
That motherfucker gonna be running
up. He's the one. He's one of the most activated coaches I know. What do you mean?
No.
You acting like this motherfucker Lovey Smith. He ain't sitting on the sideline like this.
You see him when he first got Geno, I thought that man was gonna do a backflip on the sideline as well as Geno was playing his first year with Pete.
See, that's what I'm saying. You saying for a positive. He's
not
a negative coach at all. Pete Carroll. I don't know where this coming from.
Just turned 70 when that happened.
On the real. Everybody, hey y'all in the chat, everybody, all these candidates have red flags. All of them.
All of them.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a candidate without red flag.
Yeah, all of them got their own issues. It's just based off preference. I just want the Bears to do the right fucking thing. That's all I ask for.
Who has the most flagrant red flags? I'm gonna surprise y'all and say Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson.
I mean, yeah, he's a rookie. He should have the most
red
flags. He's a rookie head coach.
Yep, that's who I got.
Yeah.
Steve, how you feel about Brian Flores? I ain't never heard your take on him.
I told y'all this. I feel like he'll be a very good head coach once he's turned about 60 years old. And I'm not being funny. I'm saying that because we've seen him grow from where he came from. Like we seen like the whole thing with Tua. We understand and he admitted that it's probably something he can learn from and get better at. And he's not that super rah like he used to be. It's still there. I feel like with everything going on around him, a couple more years being DC, learning the game around some more. He's been ever since he left Bill, he's been with great coaches around him. So he's learning a different type of thing. 5 to 6 more years of that, he could be a hell of a head coach in the next few years, but not right now.
I think that Brian Flores could be a really good head coach, but I don't want Brian Flores here because
it's too much going
on. And again, I gotta admit it. This ain't the franchise for Brian Flores. Not with the McCaskies, because the moment Brian Flores do some Brian Flores type shit, George's gonna be like, "Hey, Brian, come holler at me real quick," and then he's never gonna. You can't stop. I fully believe people can grow and evolve and develop, but you can't limit what makes somebody special. And what makes part of Brian Flores special is the little bit of shit that also causes some controversy. And I just the Bears ain't gonna be down for that.
Probably not. They probably not. But hey, I asked everybody, was he wrong about Tua? I'm just saying, it's not the way that you go about business.
He wasn't wrong.
It's not the way you go about business. But looked like he was right. But I'm with you though, Drip, because soon as he see Caleb, hey Caleb, that's some pussy ass shit, dog. You got I'm laying on that goddamn line like pussy ass shit, dog.
Hold on, y'all want somebody in here talking to Caleb like that, bro?
Yes.
Y'all gotta hold everybody accountable.
Bro, the moment that Caleb Williams throws 2 interceptions, you be like, hey, you probably wouldn't have thrown them interceptions. Your pink fingernails wasn't painted, and it's all gonna go to hell, bro.
bro.
Most
I don't
importantly, I
like that
won't
type of attitude towards Caleb because he ain't got the personality to take that. I don't think.
make them.
Make him. We gonna ruin
I
this
mean,
kid.
it's. I heard that he wants to be coach hard. That's
And
why
He's
they ain't really
lying.
fuck with Shane.
but most
Nah, I'm gonna
importantly,
disagree with that.
you asked the wrong question. It's not who I want to talk to Caleb like that. It's who I want to talk to fucking McCaskies like that.
They can't talk to the McCaskies how they
Yes,
want to
you
talk to them.
can. Hey, come in, fella. I have a idea. We should shut the fuck up,
Hey, George, you look like a fucking Muppet. Shut the fuck up.
We not doing that.
Hey,
And then they gonna be packing up their office. They the bosses. What the hell is you talking
I
about?
don't care. If you want something to be
C-Dub act like
done,
he ain't been
you
black.
gotta.
his whole life.
AC Dub, read that comment from Dion, bro. That's hilarious, bro.
I'm stealing that shit. Hell no.
Dion been
man.
cutting up,
Hit
bro.
and see it.
Hey,
Peaches
bro.
juice. Crazy.
That's crazy, bro. Shout out. That's a funny ass joke, Dion. That's hilarious.
That's good.
That nigga got
That
that
was
bitch in
good.
a spray bottle.
He did a spray bottle transfer. Come on, bro.
Hey, I'm finna make a elixir with that, Dion, bro. We finna make something happen, big dog. And you ain't getting no residuals neither. For
Throw
trying
in
to
a
be
little of
smart
that Poom Kosh juice in that mug too.
Call that motherfucker the negro.
Hell no, bro.
Oh man. Anyway, we've gotten way off the topic here. That is hilarious.
Like usual.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're gonna start the new year off right?
Right.
Oh, man.
Laughs and football talk. Bro.
And the
Oh man. Any last thoughts, fellas, on this before we get up out of here, man?
Yeah, man. Ryan Poles, you definitely gonna have to do your job this off season, and it's gonna be dire. Like you could lose your job if you don't do your job correctly this off season, and everybody's watching. Ryan, I think he kind of had it safe for the last couple years he's been here. This year he's really gonna be put to the fire, bro. He really gonna be put to the fire.
We got to get that super chat. Hey.
Oh yeah, I got that mug pen.
All I gotta say is the Bulls play tonight. Make sure y'all tune in on both channels, because if we gotta sit there and endure, y'all gotta endure with us.
This motherfucker Steve,
That's a fact.
For real.
That's a fucking
Definitely
fact.
tune in. Make sure y'all hey, I'm happy y'all out here. That means y'all was safe last night. I hope y'all had a great night. I did. I had such a great night. I was asleep before the countdown. So
Yep.
shout out to me.
I
And,
got drunk and
yeah.
went to sleep.
Yeah.
Bro. But
That is
we
hilarious.
appreciate y'all. Do what y'all gotta do. And no, Jahan, nah, it don't matter if Jaden Daniels was back there. The Bears probably
Listen.
still look like this.
Are we highly?
He still be playing behind this offensive line.
Yeah.
Shane Waldron would have still been his offensive coordinator. Matt Eberflus would have still been his head coach.
Yeah.
And to answer your second question, yes, we are disappointed in Taz.
Yep.
Yeah, for
Yep.
sure.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah,
Highly disappointed.
yeah.
We've been saying it every week. You been listening? Been saying it every week.
Say
Hey,
I've
we
been
haven't seen
we
Deshaun
really
around in a
haven't.
while. He may have finally been like, I gotta take a break
rocking
from
with
the
the
Bears.
You
commander.
really, we really haven't. The most people in the defense we really been talking about is really Jalen and fucking Tremaine, because they been
I've been
pissing
saying
I
Montez
definitely
at.
been bringing his ass.
Where the
us.
hell is
You
Montez?
asked, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Anyway, we want to thank y'all for tuning in with us, man. Kicking off the new year, man. Make sure you guys are following us at Shy Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, 773-242-9336. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. Chi-Town up, Bear down. Peace, y'all.
What them Ducks gonna do, Steve-O? What them
Lose.
Ducks gonna do?